Hi, it's John Kowalski, the cartoonist of Daze. I wanted to show you something a little bit different, a little bit more in depth. I think I mentioned that before that when I write, I do make a lot of notes in my phone, but when I write on scrap paper, just writing. Don't do any sketching really. I'll make little notes sometimes, like looks at feet or something like that. Always on scrap paper. Why not? One gag per page. And I wanted to show you about the rewriting process. When I go from this to this here, and I've just done this, so I hopefully have it fresh in my mind exactly how and why I changed things, and you'll get a glimpse into a gag that has yet to run. You may not see it for months, depending. So anyway, because you'll see by the gag at the end, this is going to be, I know that it's going to be Paul and Angus walking inside the house. So first panel, Baba, what would I think of you being a graffiti artist? So that pretty much so stayed the same here. I'm not completely sure of the spelling of graffiti. I'll look that up. And then we go to the second panel. Well, graffiti has, look at that, I wrote B instead of bin. Well, graffiti has been recognized as a legitimate art form. So, and I wrote that pretty much so as is right there. I did put an ellipsis, too many dots though, because this thought is kind of continuing into the third paragraph, which got changed a lot. At first I wrote it as, we're not talking about the, oh, you know what that's supposed to be? That's supposed to be the word future instead of free, or as the French say, frais. I'll put it there. I'll put an accent right there. Is that aigu or the other one? Don't remember. I only had 6 years of French. Anyway, we're not talking about the future, are we? We're talking about right now. At one point, I thought I needed to put the word graffiti back in here, so we're not talking. We're not talking graffiti. No. I don't know how I would phrase this. Probably we're not talking about graffiti in the future, are we? We're talking about graffiti right now. And then I also added the word but up here. So let's come over here. See how I rewrote this. I took out all that stuff about talking. I needed to whittle this down. My former editor, who is now retired, Evelyn, I used to call this Evelyning it, which is just kind of bringing it down to a little bit more of its essence. And so it takes up less space, really. But this isn't about the future, is it? It's about the present, right? Now, at one point, I did put two questions here, and I was going to have another question that sort of mirrored this a little bit more, which is to say, this isn't about right now, isn't it? Or something to that effect, and, or coming, I don't know. I didn't like it. I wanted to use the word right. So instead of using, try not to get seasick, right now, I use the word present because I wanted to use the word right in a question mark. And then Angus will have a little weak kind of bah, like, yes, that's correct. Then we get to the end. This I'm still going to have to work on. So I had both so and here. I wasn't sure how I was going to start this, and or so. That explains well, first I said that, I'm guessing this would explain the multiple locks that appeared on your bedroom door this morning. I wasn't sure about this morning. When I'm not sure if I'm going to put words in there, sometimes I just put parentheses around them. Then I crossed out a bunch of this and I made it either and or so. That explains the multiple locks that appeared on your bedroom door this morning. It's okay. And just as I was sort of rewriting it and trying to figure it out, I kind of rewrote it to this. I was wondering why your bedroom door looks like it belongs in a maximum security prison, which I think is a little bit better. Basically, what I'm going to have is, look how poorly I'm going to draw this. Like I'm looking through my phone. Here's the doorknob, is a whole bunch of locks. And I was trying to think of like a better word than multiple. I had the word dearth in my head, but I know dearth means less. Anyway, it needed a better gag, and as I was rewriting it, I came up with this maximum security prison thing, which is great. But here is the problem that I'm going to have to try to work around when I draw it, is that how am I going to draw? How am I going to fit? How am I going to fit Paul and Angus and a door, and enough of a door that I can put a whole bunch of locks on it to show that there's enough locks? That would be great in, well, maybe one of these panels where I have a lot more room, but you see that I have a lot more lines, and, probably, I don't know what I'm going to do here. But anyway, I'm going to solve that problem when I get to it. And maybe I'll make a video once I pencil this out so you can see it a little bit better. So thank you. Thanks for reading. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching this. Come follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Daddy Daze, Daze comic. And please read the comic at daddydaze, DAZE comic.com. Thank you.